Mama Fatia, tell me about back home. She glances up from her program, irritated at first, and then softening. Nostalgia is an illness, little one, she says gently, turning back to the television, but continues. Ours is a culture that worships yesterday over tomorrow. But I think we are all lucky to have left yesterday behind. We are here now. Dissatisfied, I press on. Wait, you actually like it here? And she faces me again. A sand is hitched behind her ears. Here, I have lost nothing I could not afford to lose. Just as Hytham squawks the last note to his song and shuts off the shower, I look at the lost country in Mama Fatia's face and recognize it from my own mother's face, the face of every grown-up in our community, a country I've never seen outside of a photograph, and I miss it too. This quote is from the book Home is Not a Country by Safia Ahello. And to say that I loved this book would be a complete understatement of the year. This book was absolutely made for first generation Americans who have parents who have immigrated to America for various reasons. For reasons like war-torn homes, reasons like not being able to find jobs, for reasons like safety and being able to provide a new life, a better life for their children. Basically, this book was made for first generation American kids. And it's so amazing to be able to read books about a girl who loves a country so much but has only seen it or heard of it through their parents' word of mouth or through photographs, but despite that still have a deep longing and a deep love for that country. And that's something that only first generations really have and can really truly understand. Living in America, living in this life, but also having a deep sense of love for their parents' home country. And so if you did not get a chance to read this book, I encourage you to read it. I encourage you to listen to the audiobook. This was just absolutely amazing. And if you are someone who is not first generation American, I think that this would be a wonderful book for you to kind of learn a little bit about what it's like to be a first generation American. And if you are a first generation American like I am, I think that you would really love to be able to read just little pieces of what it's like and feel really understood and what it's like to be a first generation living here in America with families and parents who still love and hope to one day see a country that they have not seen in a long time. Out of all the books you read this week, why did you choose this one book talk? Out of all the books, this one I think is my absolute favorite. I think out of all of the semesters, this has been my favorite. There is no way that I could not use this as my book talk. It was so good. What made you choose The Hook? This book was so beautifully written, and if this was my book, it's a library book, I would have highlighted so many of these words. I think there were so many instances. There could have been so many other quotes that I could have used, and just yeah, there was no way that I could not have quoted this book and not used it as my hook. Why did you select this because touching readers? I think reading this, even that came easily to me. Like, there was no way that I could not have chosen first generation Americans as the touchstone readers. This book was absolutely made for us, and yeah, it was awesome. This book did not win the module's theme, but it did win it in my heart. I don't know if that counts for anything, but it does for me. I mentioned it in the discussion questions, but the Prince Award was kind of hard for me to understand, like, the criteria for it. So I don't know if I could give a proper, like, oh yeah, they made a wrong choice, because it's a little iffy. It's very broad. I have come to realize, like, the criteria for it is very broad, and I think that's what makes it really difficult for me. How are you feeling about the book talk process? After making a few book talks, I feel like I've kind of gotten the handle of it. It also makes it super easy if you have a book that you really, really love and things just kind of click super easy. The book talk process definitely goes by a lot easier as well. So yeah, thanks guys.